Welcome back, friends. In this demonstration, what you will see installation of Oracle 19c on CentOS 7 or Oracle Linux 7. In my case, it is Oracle Linux 7, but it's one and the same thing. Enterprise Manager Cloud Console 13, Release 4, and SQL Developer. The current machine which I have is this is the configuration you see here. Oracle Enterprise Manager Cloud Control required 10 GB space minimum. So I have given 11 GB nearly. I have 12 processors, so I have given 4 of them to this machine. Then in terms of storage also, default disk was on 20 GB only, so I added another 60 GB space nearly because this require around 40 GB extra space. However, I have not configured this. I have not created partitions, or I have not added this disk, and it's not visible yet. So we are just starting the machine. The next process you will see directly how I demonstrate and how it works. My downloaded software are available here with a feature which is shared folder of Oracle VirtualBox. This SQL developer require JDK 17, so RPM is already downloaded. If not, you have to download this version. Officially it supports from 8 to 11, but latest version is 17, so it may throw a warning, but I'm okay with that. This is my Oracle database 19c, 19.3 to be precise, downloaded. And this is the Enterprise Manager 13 and the SQL Developer 21. I'm going to pull them through my shared folder functionality of Oracle VirtualBox. So let's log in and get started. My machine is on, so I'm logging in as root user. And after I log in as root user, see what you will watch is the extra disk which was there around 60 GB. That's not visible, so I'll show you how to add that disk here and how to increase the size. So this is interesting administration task, Linux administration. df-h will give me the space. You can see that it is 18 GB total, 5.7 GB used, 12 GB free, and that space of around 60 GB is not at all visible here. So in order to get that, first thing is I need to create a PV on that. PV create. Directly I can create this physical volume on a raw disk. So dev sdb, because I know that was second disk, so that will be referred with the sdb only. You can see that pv create slash dev slash sdb, and it'll create pv create. Now I need to extend the volume group, but before that I should know what volume group I have. So for that I have command vg display. That will show me the vg volume group, and it is the name ol. So I'll extend vg extend ol, and I add that physical volume which I just created, dev sdb. So volume group is now extended. Now I need to extend the logical volume which is using this. How do I identify that logical volume? That entry I can find in etc fs tab. So this is my logical volume which is mounted on a root directory, and the name is this. So I can use this lv extend, and the size hyphen uppercase L, because I'm going to specify the size in GB, and that's 58G. I'm using 58 GB. Plus means it will make it actually 58. Plus it will add extra 58 GB. If you don't use plus sign, then it will add total, it will be 58 GB. So plus and without plus, there's a difference. So successfully resized. Now still, if you see that, that's not visible, that which I was trying to show, that df, that is still not visible here. But so one last step is xfs underscore grow fs, and the same volume I need to grow to whatever size I have configured the logical volume I have extended. And now the answer is you have that 76 GB total and 70 GB free. So that is the first step. I have 70 GB space free available on my system. Second step is created a shared folder from where I can pull my all data. So let me add the shared folder. This is where you can add a shared folder, and you specify the path of the shared folder. And remember, you can access the shared folder only as root user. I want to mount it on desktop slash Oracle and make it permanent so that it is available always. So this is mounted. Now what I need to do is I have to set up certain settings. I need to first drop the user del -r Oracle, because that user is default user I created. I don't need that user now, and I need to create the user Oracle again with some system wide settings, configuration setting, kernel settings, and limits and all that stuff. I need to do that. So let's execute. Let's create some system settings. First is the host name. If you can see, my host name is Oracle, and fully qualified domain is oracle.example.com. I can show you with ping command. Is working very well. Next is I need to add it /etc/sysctl.conf. I need to edit this file, and I need to add various kernel level parameters settings in this file, which I have noted in advance, and these are there in my notepad file, so I'm copying them here. So this is set user abide dumpable, then file maximum shared memory small, maximum minimum semaphores, which is nothing but a locking mechanism for operating system. You can find more on my another channel on what semaphores are, how you create them, and how to use them. So this is all about the kernel parameters. Save and quit. Sysctl-p will display all these parameters, and then we have another file etc security and limits.conf. At the bottom of this file, you need to add the limits for the Oracle user, which again I have captured here. I have already taken, this is basically, this is set the number of files, soft limit for this Oracle user, how many files this user can open, a hard limit on this user, and number of processes. So these are various limits for this user Oracle. It is under etc security limits.conf. After the limits and this is configured, you have moved one next step, and then next is installing a lot of packages. The list is quite huge, so I have taken note of it, and this single command terminated by slash. So what we need to install is sysstat, numctl, python, glibc, gcc, ksh, glibc development, target CLI. If any of these packages, particularly pay very attention to this 686, means old 32-bit packages. These are very much required for Enterprise Manager Cloud Control, otherwise it will throw warning. Error, sorry, it will not allow you to proceed. So some 686 32-bit packages are also mandatory, and therefore we need to install. So if any package is missing out of this, these are as per the documentation. So if any of these packages is missing, I need to install that. You can see that almost all are there, but there are some packages which might not be there, so it will install them. Package installation is complete. So let's create some groups. These are all the groups we required. 501O install, this is going to be the primary group for this user. DBA group, OPER, ASM admin, ASM DBA, OPER. These are the groups which is required. This is prerequisite for installer. And now let's add the user Oracle. add user, pass wd, Oracle user created successfully. It is high time that we copy the content in the database folder. Let's make a directory mkdir under slash home slash Oracle, and let's say one is EMC and second is let's say database, and third is that third directory will be SQL developer, because I'm going to copy the various files under this directory. So let's go to the directory which is desktop, under that Oracle name, and here you see, because of the shared folder, you will see all the files available here. So let's copy cp em star to this path. So we are moving the directory to their respective places, copying the files from my main host machine. All the files that start with enterprise manager, that is em, all files will be copied there. And then I need to copy this JDK, I need to install this RPM, and SQL developer I'll be copying in the developer, and this Linux host machine I'm going to copy under database, so that I know what software is where. I have moved the file from this directory, that is mounted directory, which is through shared folder I mounted. I copied all the files with EM. Let's start with EM, all this enterprise manager, to EMC. Linux software I copied to Oracle Home Database. SQL developer I copied to SQL developer, and JDK I copied to the home directory. And now I'm creating this directory for the Oracle Home, where my Oracle will be placed. So after moving all the files successfully, one important step is still pending, that is changing the ownership. If you go to slash home slash Oracle directory, you will see, because you are working as Oracle, you are working as a root user, so therefore these files have ownership of root. So we need to change them. So chown -r oracle.o install to these directories, like this database, then this SQL developer, then EMC, and also the file. The file is JDK file. In fact, this JDK file, let's finish it off and let's install it, because this file ultimately needs to be installed. So yum install, and let's select this file so that we finish off with this installation at least, because this is mandatory, this is required by enterprise manager cloud control, and also it is in fact it is mandatory for SQL developer, not for this enterprise manager cloud control, not for Oracle. So it's good to install this in advance. So JDK 17 will be installed. Once the JDK 17 is installed, we need to change the ownership and we need to start the installation of Oracle Linux, Oracle Database 19c. All right, so chown -r oracle.o install /u01, the directory tree which I created. And also we need to move that, in fact we need to move that directory, the file I'm talking about, Linux Oracle Database 19c. So database slash this file, zip file, Oracle 19, I want to move it to this directory which I created for Oracle Home, which is here, mkdir. I need to move it to this directory, and then once it is moved, we need to change the ownership. So this way we have copied the directory to the right location, because we need to extract that and start the installation from there itself. Now we need to create some scripts also. Let's switch to again, sorry, I missed that /home/Oracle. Let's create some scripts directory mkdir scripts. What these scripts are going to be, I'm going to create these scripts here to set up the environment. Vi set env .sh, that will set up my environment, that is particularly the home directories and the path and everything for users. So I'm creating this file scripts it set environment.sh, and this will set up my environment variables for my Oracle database. So if you look at here, Oracle hostname oracle.example.com, Oracle unique name CDB, Oracle base, Oracle home, Oracle inventory, or ORCL CDB, PDB name, data directory. In fact, I can add some more values here, which will be my enterprise manager cloud control. So I can simply type export OMS underscore home equal to, which I'll put under Oracle base. Here itself I'll put it /middleware. If the directory does not exist, I'm going to create it. And similarly for this also, for agent also I'm going to create, and that's going to be my agent home, enterprise manager cloud control agent. So my agent home is going to be here, Oracle base /agent. This is where my agent is going to be. So I set up these environment variables, and let's call this file from bash underscore profile file. So echo this line, this is calling the set environment variable file for Oracle user, from dot bash underscore profile, which is basically login script. So what this is start all environment script to start all the databases. I'm going to do it in advance because I know I'm going to use it. Start all.sh. This will start all my databases and enterprise manager cloud control and Oracle database and everything. So right now I'm creating this only for the database. So set the environment, export Oracle environment args no, ORA env, export, and database start. Similarly, I'm going to write this stop underscore all dot sh, that will do the opposite, that will stop everything. So this is my stop all script. So this is a stop the database. So all the scripts created and environment variables and the ownerships and database start and database stop and everything, we need to change this ownership to back to the again the way we have done it in the earlier, that is Oracle. They should be owned by Oracle, group ownership O install, and then we also need to change the ownership to all permission for all the executable scripts to execute. User should have execute permission on all the files under this. I have one line here missed, which is basically X host, that is X Windows system should be exported and should be added to the access control list. This will add that this host oracle.example.com to access control list. So once this is set, let's verify cd ls-al. Yes, everything is owned by Oracle user now, and this is also installed, and the scripts are also owned by this. Now we can exit from here and we can log out from root user, and our job will start as Oracle user now. I repeat, you have to log out from root and you have to log in as Oracle user. So I logged out, I created the user Oracle. Because it is first time login, so it will show me a couple of initial dialog boxes, so which I have to accept and proceed. So this is one, start using, and one more pop-up will come. Yeah, this one. Let's verify echo $Oracle home. If the file is called, it should be available here. Good, I can see that. So let's export the environment variable, I mean the display for the Oracle user, and start the installation. So cd $Oracle home, and you will see the file available here. So let's extract it, unzip Linux. Once this file is extracted, we are good to start the installer. df-h. How much space is consumed so far? Nothing is installed, only packages are there. So we still have 57 GB, 19 GB is used out of 76 GB. Good, we have 75% of the space still available. So let the extract complete and we'll start and everything will be good. Let's power off and start the system. And the machine is restarted now, and we are going to run the installer again. After a lot of things have done, xhost access control list xhost has been added to access control list, the oracle.example.com, and after that, as I said, there should be no problem, and you can see that there is no issue at all. Installer successfully started. Select any of the following install actions. Set up the software, create and configure single instance database. This is precisely what I want. Next, server class, not desktop class. Enterprise edition, yes. This is my Oracle home, app Oracle, which I configured. Oracle inventory, great. General purpose transaction processing, yes, this is what I want. ORCL, CDB, ORCL, PDB, Excel and global database name ORCL. Oracle system identifier SID for container database is CDB, and create container database is ORCL PDB. Good options. Sample schema, definitely I want to install. Memory is good, 4 GB it is giving, that's fantastic. Automatic memory management I don't want to enable right now. 4 GB is good enough for this out of 10 GB. Where I want to store on the file system, all settings look good. I don't have Enterprise Manager Cloud Control right now, so I'll register it later on. Enable recovery. I can configure recovery area. I have sufficient space. I don't have any problem with the recovery now. And a single password I want to use for every user system, PDB, admin, and sys. This is the weak password. I'm okay with it. Automatically run configuration scripts. No, I don't want to run. In fact, let these automatic script run. So we can specify the root password and it will run all these scripts. You can specify root user and password of root user. Swap space I don't need. I can ignore it and proceed. Yes, install. This will take around 20-25 minutes. The Oracle installer 19, Oracle 19c installer. So we need to run the script now. Yes, I want to run the scripts. Now, so far, so many steps are successful. It is working on database, Oracle database configuration. Oracle Net is already done and it's working on database configuration assistant, that is DBCA. The installation is complete. You can see that Enterprise Manager Express Edition is available, though it's of no use Express Edition because prior to 18 version it was still useful, and in 19 it is of no use. Reason being the Adobe Flash Player has reached to end of life, and therefore it's of no use to us. We need one more job here. Switch to root user first, and the job is that vi/etc/ora tab, and we need to enable this database, change it to Y. That is interesting thing. And let's look at the Enterprise Manager Express Edition, and you will see that 5500 Express Edition is available. https:// oracle.example.com colon 5500 slash enterprise manager. Click on advanced, accept it, and you can log in. So username is sys and password is Oracle. It will take you. So what you can do here is nothing much actually. You can see only the performance part. Services, containers, and monitoring. Nothing else. Earlier, it was offering the storage management, security, every aspect it used to manage, but in this, it does not offer anything to be precise. You will see it is only for the monitoring SQL monitor, and so only monitoring and performance options are available in this Express edition because of this Adobe Flash Player is disabled and has reached to end of